This is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. This is the segment I've been doing with my good buddy, Joe the Horror Man, where we're not only going to watch, but also review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today we're going to be talking about Lair of the White Worm. Lair of the White Worm is a 1988 film which runs approximately 92 minutes and is written and directed by Ken Russell. Now, he passed away on November 27, 2011 at the age of 84. He was responsible for Altered States, Tommy, and The Devils. Now, this stars Amanda Donahue as Lady Sylvia Marsh. She was in Liar Liar, Blue Iguana, and Trafficker. This also stars Hugh Grant as Lord James Dampton. He was in Love Actually, About a Boy, and Notting Hill. And Kathleen Oxenberg as Eve Trent. She was in Rat Apocalypse, Same Time, and a ton of TV. Now, the budget on this film was $2.5 million, and it grossed $1.2 million. And it is a UK horror film, kind of like a horror comedy. What we have here is a guy who is renting a hostel, and he's doing some archaeology. He ends up finding the skull of what appears to be a big worm or snake. Now, the local lore of the place where they're staying has the Hugh Grant character, his ancestors actually slayed this white worm in order to become kind of the lord of the area. And they're very popular and very rich. Now, the characters also in this film are I believe they're the Trent Sisters? Yeah, the Trent Sisters. They are also staying at this hostel where the archaeologist is staying. The reason why they are there is because their parents disappeared from that area years ago, and they're kind of investigating what happened to the parents. So, of course, the archaeologist is with one of the sisters, and Hugh Grant is with the other sister, and they go to these parties, and they have a good time. But there's also this lady, Sylvia Marsh, who, well, let's be honest, she's a snake. She turns into a snake in kind of a vampiric way, because she has these really big teeth, but she's able to inject venom into the people that she lures home, and that paralyzes them so they can't yell or scream or get away. And then she takes them down to sacrifice them to the great snake, to the lord of the area. It's a very interesting horror film. It's dry because it's UK humor, but that didn't really bother me. The first time I watched it, I don't believe I finished it because I didn't like it at all. The second time, I actually, luckily enough, I found this Vestron Blu-ray at a thrift store, and for $5, I'm not going to buy it. I mean, I'm definitely going to buy it because if I don't like it, I can give it away or whatever. So I took it home and watched it, and I definitely liked it better the second time because when I was younger, I didn't like horror comedies. So I definitely got it and kind of enjoyed the lore behind it. But I'll say that when I watched it with Joe the third time, just this past time, I really developed kind of a love for this film. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And I think what was weird was that I watched it a year ago when I found it on Vestron, and I didn't really remember much about it at all. So when I was watching it with Joe, it kind of brought a lot of it back. And I really enjoyed it. Really did. It's not the greatest film. It's not, when we do end up ranking these films at the end, it's not going to be in my top half. But I still like it a lot because there are a lot of great films on this list. Now, the movie I chose, and Joe and I were going back and forth when we were watching it, trying to figure out what exactly we were going to choose as a recommendation. I picked a movie that I actually like better than Lair of the White Worm, and that is Spring. I'm do I tell you what the similarities are? It's kind of like a sort of love story, kind of like Lair of the White Worm in a way, but the woman becomes something otherworldly, and I'll leave it at that. Spring is a fantastic film and one that really took me by surprise when I first saw it. I bought it on Blu-ray and I liked it that much more when I watched it. So definitely check out Lair of the White Worm. It's definitely worth a watch. And check out Spring. And don't forget to check out what Joe picked and his review. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.